Hello. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the live. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Today we're going to be talking about the vibration of the wealthy. And if you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Yes, today we're talking about the vibration of the wealthy. So in today's video, I'm going to be discussing what do you need to do to get into alignment with the vibration of being wealthy? What do you have to do? And so there's a few elements to this that we definitely need to discuss. And as I'm going through, I'm going to hit all of those. But yes, please let me know if you can hear me in the chat. The first one that I pulled up, I tried to get going and it wasn't streaming. So I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Cowlitz Bill. Good. Good. Nice to see you guys. All right. So today, again, we are going to be talking about the vibration of the wealthy. So these are things that you absolutely want to be doing in order to attract and magnify wealth into your life. So I'm going to hit the ground running. We're going to get started with the first thing here. And the first thing here has to do with being unbothered about money, unbothered. Now, I'm going to say something, and some of you don't come for me in the comments because my example today, some people are probably not going to like. But I like to give examples so you guys can see how this stuff works. Thank you, Vibe Conscious, for the super sticker, by the way. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And yes, if you guys have questions, please go ahead and drop them into the chat because I'll be answering questions as I go through. All right. Okay. So the first point here is we need to be unbothered about money, and the wealthy are unbothered about money, whereas people who are not as in abundant of a vibration are often very much not unbothered. They are very bothered by money. And so, again, my first example here is about something that some people aren't going to like, at least some people here in the United States, because I pass by this like every day. So we have a Costco. Do you guys know what Costco is? We've got a Costco near my house. And so if you're not familiar with Costco, Costco's like this superstore where you can go in and you can buy things in bulk for a decreased price. So you sign up for a membership, you go in and you can buy tons of mustard or toilet paper or whatever it is that you need for for less money. And they have a gas station out front. And the gas station, it's the same thing. The gas is cheaper. All right. And so people will sign up for their Costco memberships and so they can get cheaper gas. Now, someone just asked me about the hurricane. Hurricane passed through this morning. I am A-OK. My husband's actually outside taking the shutters off right now. So we're good. Thank you for asking. But this example is actually courtesy of the hurricane. Okay. So, I was driving by Costco and I noticed that so many people were lined up. Like you could go to different gas stations that were all over the place and get in pretty easily. But the Costco one, they had a line out to the road. All right. And this is actually something I've noticed quite a bit is that people will travel to Costco to save a few dollars on their gas. All right. This is an example, not an example everybody's going to like because some people love Costco, but this is an example of being bothered by money. Somebody who is wealthy is unbothered by money. They aren't going to make choices like that. They're not going to wait in a line 30 people deep to save $5. They're not going to drive out of the way 10 miles to save $5. In fact, somebody who is wealthy would happily spend an additional $10 to save themselves 10 miles. This is something we have to understand about the wealthy. And the reason why I'm bringing this up today is that, as I mentioned, as I've been learning about the law of attraction, like most people, money was something I was really interested in manifesting. And so I came from a rather humble beginnings, didn't have a lot of money, and had to learn how to hack the law of attraction to be able to attract money in. And so as my abundance has grown, I love watching wealthy people. And as I've grown, I've attracted more wealthy people into my life and I observe how they behave. And not only that, I observe how my own behaviors have changed. And this is one of those things. Wealthy people are unbothered by the money. So if you are trying to enhance your abundance, you want to stop as much as you can. Stop making your life choices based on saving money, based on avoiding things, right? You want to instead be making choices based on what's going to make your life more convenient, what you're going to enjoy doing, what's going to be better for you. Okay, so when I talk about this Costco example, people are running around during the hurricane. They could have saved a lot of time going to a different gas station, not waiting in line, not getting frustrated, but instead they made themselves go to the further gas station and wait in this egregious line to save $5. What's that all about? That's being bothered by money. Okay, wealthy people don't do that. They're unbothered. They are detached. Detached. That's the real key there. They're detached from the concept of money. Now, shameless plug, real quick. As you guys know, hopefully, because I've been talking about it a lot, I've been working on a detachment program, and it's actually going to be going live this week. And so, Mary, my lovely assistant Mary, is here today. Mary, if you would drop that link in the chat for the Relaxed and Detached program, I would appreciate it. Thank you. This program is going to be going live on Thursday. It's all about becoming good at detachment because this is something a lot of people struggle with. You know, it can be fearful to let go of attachments. So, like if you're attached to the concept of money, it can be really stressful. It can cause you frustration and fear to just not worry about it. That's one of the real reasons why people have a hard time detaching. They're fearful that if they stop worrying about it, things are going to go wrong. This is actually not the case, but this is something that we talk about a lot in the program. Also, a lot of times people don't know how to take action when they detach. Okay. So, for instance, let's say that you want to attract money. Am I just supposed to let it go and then not do anything to generate money? That's a question a lot of people have. And so I talk a lot about action and detachment. How do you detach, but also take action? And so this is a really important program to take if you've been struggling with the concept of detachment, because detachment really is the critical thing that most people need to be doing to attract the things that they want. And money's no different. With money, you have to have that sense of being detached. You have to have that sense of who cares? Who cares about it? Who cares if I'm saving $5 about it? That has to be ingrained within you in order to attract. Has to be. All right. So again, that course is going live soon. I see Mary just popped it up into the chat. And yeah, if you would like to get a coupon code, I'm going to open up that program at 50% off. And if you're on that list, I'll send the coupon code to you. So if you'd like a coupon code to get that program for 50% off when it goes live this week, actually a week from today, Thursday of next week, go ahead and click that link and we'll make sure to get that to you. All right. All right, coming on through here. Hello, everybody. I see we've got Uncanny Super. Thank you for doing these live chats. This community is wonderful. I agree. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in on the chat. I love watching you guys talk to each other, share ideas. That's wonderful. Hello, Khaled Spill, Annette, my lovely assistant, Mary, Jacqueline, Mika, Frugal Tree Hugger says hello to Mary. I like that. Hi, Martine. 5:30 in France. I was in France this summer. Hi, Lori. Hi, Entrepreneur Spirit. Hello, Brenda. Yes, and if you guys have questions about attracting abundance, please go ahead and drop them into the chat. Hi, Danasha. Thank you very much. Good morning, Brett. Yes, today I'm on YouTube and Facebook. YouTube and Facebook. All right. So let's keep talking. Again, today we're really talking about the vibration of the wealthy. So these are things that the wealthiest people in the world, this is their attitude about money. Now, I will say this, not everybody will exhibit everything on this list, but you will see that wealthy people more likely than not have these characteristics. Okay, so the unbothered about money thing is definitely one of them. It's something that you want to cultivate, this attitude of who cares. All right. Stop chasing around savings for $5. That's not an unbothered attitude about money. The next one is one I've talked about in another live, but it needs some more discussion. Okay. This one is entitlement. Entitlement. Isabel, did I go to Paris? Yes, I went to Paris. Yes, I did. Thank you, Wendy, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, entitlement. Wealthy people feel entitled to money. Entitled. Entitled. This is something you got to start doing. Okay. We got to stop being shrinking violets. We got to stop being self-effacing. We have to stop being self-deprecating. You've got to believe that you deserve things, whether it's a promotion, whether it's getting some money that you want, whether it's making a sale, whatever it is. You've got to believe that you deserve it. You have to feel entitled to it. Entitled. It's a very important thing. Entitlement gets a really bad rap. People look at entitlement as being a bad thing, but you are the creator of your reality. You're the creator. You're in charge. If anyone is entitled to manifest money in your reality, it's you. Okay. And we got to get that through our head because as long as we think we don't deserve it, or I should wait my turn, somebody else is more deserving than me, it's always going to stay out of reach. Always. And so, again, this is something that I have noticed in wealthy people as I've attracted more of them. These are some entitled people. Okay. And this behavior, this way of thinking has rubbed off on me. And I had a kind of a come to Jesus moment a few weeks back where I stood face to face with my entitlement. And this one kind of almost seemed, it was almost kind of hard to swallow. Okay. When I saw it, but it's a good thing. And so I'm going to share this example for you because on the surface, it kind of looks grimy, but, but it goes hand in hand with getting the things that you want. So this is important. And so if you find yourself doing this, I do it too. Okay. All right. So my daughter is in the marching band. This is something I've talked about. And this year she became drum major, which is like the top position. So very excited for her. And I wanted to help volunteer. Okay. Volunteer, be present, be active in the band so that she had my support. Well, when you sign up for volunteer work at the band, they have different kinds of jobs that you can sign up for. Some of them are very taxing physically. You're going to get your hands dirty. You're going to do a lot of work. And some of them are kind of cushy jobs where you're just sitting in the stands, passing out water and smiling. Okay. Like they've got hard jobs and they've got easy jobs. Well, the first time I signed up kind of late. And the only jobs that were left were like the hard jobs. So I got a really hard job. It was working concessions. I was on my feet. I was sweating because it was hot. It was Florida. I was doing all this work. And it reminded me of when I was younger, because when I was younger, I really believed that you need to be in service of people. You need to work hard. You need to try hard. And so if I helped out with something, I would do the grunt work. I would do that. Okay. I didn't believe that it was right for me to get the cushy position. I believed that the right thing to do was the hard job. And this is volunteer work, right? Like, shouldn't we be working hard? Well, so I did that job and it wasn't that much fun, but I did. And the next week came up, and as soon as the sign up sheet came out, I went right for the easy job and just took it. Took it. And then I realized I'm like, wait a minute, this is volunteer work. You don't deserve this. You shouldn't be taking this. Like, you haven't been doing the volunteer work before. This should be for the other moms. But in my mind, I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm going to take the job I want. Okay. That's entitlement. Now, notice that when you start to step into this mindset, you're going to be doing this with lots of different things. You're going to be doing it with money. You're going to be doing with how you say, what kind of positions you take, what kind of things that you do for other people, where you're willing to sit in a crowd, what seats that you take. You're going to take the best, take the best, take the best, and feel entitled to it. Now, this is something again that rubs people the wrong way because it feels like I'm being selfish, but you should be selfish. If you want to attract your best life, you have to take it. And the way that you take it is by feeling entitled to it. So if you have any residual feelings of guilt about taking the best job, taking the last garlic knot on the plate, I don't know. If you have any hangups about that, you got to get over that. Take what you want. And the more that you practice that, the more you're going to get into that mindset of being entitled to have the things that you want. It's very important. You're going to see many wealthy people do this. They feel entitled. Very important when it comes to attracting money, whether or not that's a popular opinion. All right. Let's see. I got some questions here. We'll come back to these vibrational points in just a second. Good morning, Ken. Yes, I am safe down here in Florida right now. Hurricane blew through. It was supposed to be going on like right now. I was like, we're going to do a live in the middle of a hurricane. I was actually kind of excited for it, but it blew through this morning and the sun's coming in and we're on to the next. J990. Caught this live as a wealthy person. Myself, you have to learn not to give an F, confidence in your money management and growing. Not to give an F. Exactly. Don't give an F. Exactly. Lives are always life changing. Mahalo. Thank you, JK. Cowlitz Bill. You remember the story about body wash for my husband? Yep. Elise, hi Andrea. I'm often wonder what do I need to pay for things like the dentist but don't have cash and lean on credit cards? How to get treatment but not send deficit energetically? Oh, that's a good question because I did talk about that, right? Okay, so one of the things with attracting money is you want to try and spend in cash. All right. So when we spend on credit, the message that we send out is I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money for this. I don't have enough money for this. And then that increases itself. Okay. So in situations like that, what I would say is a lot of times, don't shoot the messenger if I'm wrong about this, but a lot of times when people say that, they actually do have the money for it. I'm not saying that you do, but a lot of times people actually do because I have observed this where someone will say, "Okay, I don't have the money for it," but they have a few $100 over here that they could use, but they feel like that's their safety net. I don't want to touch this. I don't want to touch this. And so if you have that going on, I would challenge you to just spend the cash because that will benefit you more. Now, if you really are in the state where you genuinely do not have the money, well, don't give yourself a hard time. The question is, what's going to bring me more relief at that point? If there's more relief in going to get the teeth fixed, then go ahead and do that. Okay. So, whenever we make choices through the law of attraction, we want to make a choice on what's going to make me feel the best. Okay. So, if you're caught between a rock and a hard place, well, does the rock or the hard place feel better? Does it feel better to not get my teeth fixed, or does it feel better for me to go ahead and put this on credit? Whichever the answer is, go in that direction. But as much as you can, pay cash and avoid that temptation to try and keep hoard money over here and use credit instead as much as you can. Okay. But don't worry about it too much. Like if this one doesn't work out, you do that in the future. Like you can turn that energy around at any time. Okay. All right. And if you guys have questions, feel free to go ahead and drop them into the chat. All right. So again, today we're talking about the vibration of the wealthy, the vibration of the wealthy. So the first thing we talked about was being unbothered about money, being unbothered. All right. So don't worry too much about trying to get yourself out of a bind financially, or not even out of a bind, but don't worry so much about making all of your life decisions based on what's going to save you a dollar. And don't be so concerned about money coming in, money going out. You want to have kind of this nonchalant who cares attitude about money. The second point was being entitled. Okay, you have to feel like you deserve it and not care, and not even care if it makes you look greedy or selfish. You just got to not care. Okay, it's very very important. All right. The next thing is another thing that may sound unkind, but it is a vibration. This is an element of the vibration of the wealthy that you want to try and take on as much as you can. And it's to be exclusive. Be exclusive. One thing that you'll notice, and you probably already have noticed this, is that birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. And so as you look at people who are wealthy, the people that they're spending a lot of time with and consorting with are generally going to be people that are also wealthy. You don't typically see them spending a lot of time entertaining people who are not in the same social class. Now, whether that's nice or not is for somebody else to decide. But what's important to understand about that is that we will reinforce the ideas and the beliefs that we have with the people that we are around. Okay. So if you're spending a lot of time dealing with people who have poverty mindset, that reinforces poverty mindset in your mind. And you will see this very clearly as your abundance consciousness grows. The way that you think about money is going to change. So you are going to feel more entitled. You are going to feel more unbothered. And should you go and start talking to people who have poverty mind, it's going to be very clear that they have poverty mind. And the more that you talk to them, the more you spend time entertaining those ideas, the more they kind of creep back into your mind and the more you start to believe in them. So I'm not saying that you have to be mean to people who don't have the same level of wealth as you. However, I am saying if you want to be wealthy, you want to get around people that have more wealth than you if possible, and allow that mindset to drag you up rather than drag you down. So this really boils down to a question of boundaries and standards. Okay. It's very commonly put out there to just be accepting of everybody, let everybody in, love everybody. And there's nothing wrong with being kind on the surface. Nothing wrong with that. But when we allow everybody into our world, we do not have a filter for the kind of belief structures that we want to be reinforcing in our life. And so we start to take on beliefs that are not our own or old beliefs that we've worked very hard to get rid of. And there's no filter there. Okay? So you want to have these kind of firm boundaries about who you're going to be spending a significant amount of time with. I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and drop all your family members and your friends and all of that. But quite honestly, there's probably a few of them that you should back away from if you're struggling with abundance consciousness issues. Probably is. It'd probably be a lot easier to step away from some of those poverty mindset relationships than to try to hang in there with them and make them more abundant. That's my 2 cents on that. When you look at people who are wealthy, they do this. A lot of them are social climbers. A lot of them really want to get in good with people who have money like them or just feel more inclined to spend time with people that have money like them. And again, on the surface, that might look bad. But we look at this as programming the mind. When you're only around people who have an abundant mindset, you're not going to think any other way. But as long as you're staying open to connections, especially deep connections, strong connections with people who have poverty mindset, the poverty mindset attitude is going to stick with you. Okay. So giving yourself permission to be more exclusive with the people that you're hanging around is helpful. It's helpful. And you don't have to cut everybody out today. I don't expect that you do that. And you will find that as your abundance consciousness grows, it's a very good chance that some of the people that you're around, their abundance consciousness will go up too. But you want to be discerning. Okay. Be discerning about who you're spending your time with. Wealthy people do that. They absolutely do that. Now, quick reminder, if you have not yet, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Facebook because I do lives like this every single week. And I love talking to you guys. So if you're enjoying it, make sure to follow or subscribe. Also, if you are new to my work, I do have a manifesting test that would be great for you to take. It is free and it's fast, and it will show you that you are the creator of your reality by putting something out and watching it come back. So if you'd like to prove the law of attraction to yourself, I do recommend that you try out my test. It's at manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. And I'm sure my lovely assistant, Mary, will drop the link. She already has, if you'd like to take that test. And yes, if you guys have questions about manifesting abundance, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'll answer as many of these as I can on today's live. Until I see how I reacted to the word entitled. It has negative connotations. Exactly. That's the thing. Got to understand. Okay, so if we're not really solidly in a high expectation of money, okay, or if we're still holding on to a degree of poverty mindset, these things I'm telling you are going to sound bad. They're going to sound bad. Why? Because we're not in resonance with someone who's in resonance with entitlement gets it. They get it. Okay. But someone who's not in resonance with that is going to be like, oh, that's bad. I shouldn't be doing that. The other thing is you'll notice that if most people think entitlement is bad, it's probably good because most people aren't rich. So if most people believe something about money or believe something about behavior, it's probably the opposite of what you want to be believing. Okay, so it's very normal for people who do not have very high abundance consciousness to look at a word like that and say, ugh. Okay, I used to too. Totally. Absolutely. Thank you, Sylvie. Tony Stacks, as long as you don't abuse it, if you are waiting in line behind people because you have money and feel entitled, you shouldn't be disrespectful to the people in front of you. Yes, that's a distinction. I mean, disrespectful isn't what I'm talking about. And disrespectful really kind of speaks to lack consciousness in and of itself. Because why else would I have to fight about this? Okay. Or why else would I get snippy about this unless I felt like I wasn't getting my way? So that's the other thing too. Entitlement just means I believe I should have it. I'm going to take what I want. It doesn't mean I'm going to be a jerk about it. If I'm being a jerk about it, now I'm kind of feeding into, again, lack consciousness because I feel like I can't just have it. I got to fight for it or it's getting away from me. So I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times people assume that if someone's entitled, that automatically means that they're being disrespectful. It doesn't. It just means taking what you want unapologetically. Doesn't mean stealing from people. It means taking what you like I was explaining in the volunteer situation. I had an opportunity to pick a job. I picked the best job. I didn't have the background. I haven't put in the time. I'm not the most qualified, but I took it. I was able to take it, so I took it. I didn't feel bad about it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Harish. Speaking of wealth vibrations, how to deal with people getting psyched about you? I progress well when I get to know people are getting psyched about me. I go, what do you mean by getting psyched? Go into low vibe mode. I'm not sure what that means. Excited about you? You go into low vibe mode? I'm not sure. That could be a few different things. I'm not quite sure what that means. Francis M. How to be in the vibration of abundance all the time. Okay, well, vibration, first of all, is always fluctuating. So that's the first thing I would say is that we always want to acknowledge and appreciate that our vibration isn't static. So if at any moment your vibe you're noticing there's less money coming in, that's okay. That's how you deal with that. Okay. So what usually happens is let's say that somebody's learning about the law of attraction, they're getting good at attracting money. Okay. So it's going up, 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 up. And then they hit kind of a hiccup and it starts to go down. What will usually happen in that situation is that the person's like, oh, I'm screwing up. My vibration's going down. I'm not doing it right. And then what happens? It gets worse, 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 worse. Money goes down, 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 down. Okay. So what you want to do instead is acknowledge that vibration is always fluctuating. Okay. So just like, throughout the course of the day, you may be happy at points, you may be excited, you may feel kind of calm, you may even feel sad. Your emotions are going to kind of be doing this. Whenever your mood kind of dips a little bit, oh, yeah, that's right. Vibrations, they change. They change. And right now, I can sense that my abundance vibration is kind of dipping a little bit. So, this is a good thing because it's reminding me that my vibration is in flux. And right now, all I need to do is get focused on feeling a little bit better. This is always my advice, guys. I don't care if your vibration is going down because of relationship, because of money, because of your working situation, because of a friendship. I don't care why it went down. Okay. It does not matter why your vibration is going down. It doesn't matter if it's down in anger or sadness or frustration or anxiety. It doesn't matter what or how it has gone down. When your vibration goes down, remember, vibration is in flux. And right now, I've got one job. One job. My only job right now is to feel better. And if I just feel better, things are going to work out. That's it. So you take everything else off the table. You take the thinking about the money off the table. You take the worrying about the job off the table. You take the trying to fix the relationship off the table. You come back to yourself. What can I do right now to feel better? Now, when you do that, you zone in on your vibrational state. You give it the attention it needs, and it will start to come up because you're only focused on bringing it up. As it comes up, your external reality is going to validate that. So if money's been going down, now all of a sudden money starts going up. You didn't have to think about money. You didn't have to focus on money. None of that. Okay. This is the problem is that a lot of times when the money goes down, people try to solve the money problem. Don't try to solve the money problem, solve the vibration problem. Okay. So take the abundance and the vibration apart and just focus on vibration. Hope that's helpful. Oh, thank you for the super sticker. Zvi, thank you so much. Look like it's your first one. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Daniela, you like the red lip and nails. Well, thank you. I don't usually do red lips. It's like, you know what? Let's go for it today. Sitting on side all day for a hurricane. Like, let's put on some red lipstick. Christina, you finally got me live. Nice to see you. Happy lady, I feel like wealth makes me stress. I want to be in the mindset of it's already done. However, I get stressed about the process. Yeah. Okay, so putting too many eggs in that basket. If that's stressing you out, I would recommend that you think about another area of life that's easier for you to focus positively on. So maybe wealth accumulation right now feels far away and feels stressful. Well, what feels easy for you to feel good about? Family, friendships, relationships, maybe your physical fitness, maybe your career. Is there another area of your life that's going well? Dial in with that. Dial in with that. And give less airtime to trying to generate money. This is one of the big hacks. Okay. A lot of times people want to attract money by focusing in more on money. So they're affirming it every day. They're journaling on it every day. They're really narrowed in. And what that means is they're becoming very attached to the idea of trying to create money, which causes resistance, which causes stress. So, what we want you to do is to detach from that a little bit by focusing in on other areas of your life where it's easier for you to feel good. A lot of times people think if I stop thinking about money, it's not going to come. That's not true. Okay. If you stop focusing on a subject that's causing you to focus on lack, you're going to stop focusing on the lack of money, which is going to open up the ability to create more of it. It's going to start to come a little bit easier. Once it starts flowing, then you appreciate it and notice it. But don't put the cart before the horse. If you're feeling lack, you got to get off the subject. It's very important. Entrepreneur spirit. Hi, Andrew. I was being kind to this guy at the gym because he approached me, sharing he is also a dancer, but I'm starting to notice he's taking up my space. Now my vibration and finance is up. Ooh, you let him get in the way of your money. It happens. Yeah, you got okay. So what was I just talking about? You gotta be careful about who you're letting in. And it doesn't matter. I was talking a lot earlier about being exclusive, and you want to be around people who have an abundant mindset. We don't know. I don't know by this question if this guy has an abundant mindset or not. But what we do know is he was making you uncomfortable. Okay. So when somebody is making you uncomfortable, get out because those feelings will start to grow, they will start to accumulate. Now, the one thing I will say, because I go to the gym, and this is something I do notice, is that sometimes you may not want somebody around, and you're not wanting them around brings them closer. So if you have this quagmire going on where maybe there's someone who's following you around and won't leave you alone, a really great way to get them to leave is to focus on bringing them closer in your mind. So, like, as you go into the gym, I really hope this bozo at the gym comes up to me today because he's going to teach me how to keep my mind on straight. He's going to teach me how to focus positively. So, what I mean by that is, as he comes in, I'm going to look at how is this serving me? How is this benefiting me? He's helping me somehow iron out my issues with money. So, we're not fighting against him. Okay. Whenever you're fighting against somebody, don't come near me, don't come near me, they show up. Okay. So if you're having that, you flip it by saying, all right, I hope I see this person today. Let's see if I can keep my vibration on track, even if he's here. Let's see if I can do it. Pose a challenge to yourself. 9 times out of 10, when I do that, the person doesn't even show up. Like they don't even want to go there with you. All right. So that would be my suggestion. But yes, don't get engaged with people that make you feel squirrely. It can throw your vibration. It can throw your finances off. It can throw everything out of whack if you get entangled with somebody and the vibration is going down, 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 down. Absolutely can. And you could switch it with them. What's the point of trying to fix somebody you don't even know though? What's the point of that? Everything's to manifest. Jenny, hi from New Zealand. How do I manifest myself a particular job that will require the person currently doing it leaving? Ooh. So so that's a question of like guilt, right? So you got to think of is there other ways that this could come? How does this benefit both of us? Maybe this person doesn't really like this job. Maybe this is going to give this person an opportunity to do something even better. Maybe they're going to find that they want both of us on. Like, don't narrow in on it has to be a bad, I got to take it and then their life's going to suck. Rather, you want your mind to start to entertain the idea that I'm going to get what I want and it's going to benefit them too somehow. Does that make sense? Because we live in an infinite universe with infinite outcomes. You getting the job doesn't mean that person's life is going to suck. It doesn't mean that. Okay. But if I believe that that's what's going to happen, then that's going to keep me in a state where I'm not going to feel entitled to having the job or going for it. Right. Hope that makes sense. You want to drum up the opposite idea. All right, guys. Again, today we're talking about the vibration of the wealthy. So, a few things we mentioned. Yes, you want to feel entitled. Wealthy people do feel entitled. Wealthy people are exclusive. They're not letting just anybody in. Okay. They're not doing that. They got exclusive clubs and country clubs. And, they're very exclusive. You want to think of, okay, I'm exclusive. I'm exclusively going to surround myself with people with abundance consciousness as much as I can. They are unbothered about money. And here's another thing. You can see this distinctly with the difference between the wealthy and the not wealthy. Wealthy people see money everywhere. They see it everywhere. That's why they attract so much of it. All right. So everything in the universe exists in an infinite supply. When you are in an abundant mindset, you see it. Okay. So they literally see more money, whereas people who have poverty consciousness don't see it. They see the lack of money. And you can sense this within the way that they talk. Okay, so when you're being exclusive, listen to how people talk because people with poverty mindset, they are constantly going to be talking about money getting away from them. The price of this just went up. I had this bill. This is this financial crisis. My baby mama is coming after me for this money. Like you hear money going out all the time in their speech. They see lack. But people who are wealthy speak very differently about money. They will be telling, okay, so I've got an example of a friend who shall remain nameless. And hopefully she doesn't watch this and know who she is. All right. So I have a friend I've seen both of this with. Okay. And so she likes to talk. She's very, very good talker. Your talking can get you in trouble or it can be your savior. So I've seen it work for her. So because she likes to talk, she's the kind of person who will just talk about what's going on. And so she got into this situation where she had some good luck with money, but she was talking about it. She was telling everybody about it. This investment's paying off. She's telling her friends. She's posting it on Facebook. She's posting on Instagram. Everybody's got to hear about, look at this money. Look at this money. Look at this money I got, right? Well, what happened to her was this one investment did great, and then she had another one. And then she had another one, and then she had another one. And you could just watch her stock rising because she was seeing money everywhere and she was talking about it. But she had a stroke of bad luck with something and did the same exact thing. She started telling everybody this didn't work out. This money went away on Facebook, on Instagram. Everyone she talked about, everyone she told, there was this big loss. There was this big loss. And then she attracted another. And then she attracted another. And then she attracted another. This is what you want to understand. Okay. You want to see money and you want to ignore lack. Okay. This is very important. Most people do the opposite. And this is why most people don't have a lot of money. Most people pay attention to the money going out. They talk about it, they share it, and then they attract to themselves more money going out. You don't want to do that. You want to be keenly focused on money in. I don't care if it's 1 red cent that you found on the ground. That's money. I saw that money. I made that money. That money came in. This worked out. You want to be noticing it. You can talk about it. If you don't want to annoy your friends on Facebook and Instagram, that's fine. Okay. Some people don't want to do that, but you want to be looking for the money and being very careful to pay attention to it. Notice that people who are wealthy, who attract a lot of money, they're talking about stuff all the time that has to do with money. They're talking about the money that they made at the casino, or they're talking about the investment that paid off. They're talking about a real estate deal. They're talking about a promotion. They're talking about an inheritance. They're talking about It's constant. Okay. When you're not wealthy and you're around it, it can be annoying. And that's why people don't like hearing it. Okay. But it is something that wealthy people do, is that they're seeing the money. So this is the lesson that you want to train yourself, is to look for the money. You can either be looking for the money or looking for the lack. Wealthy people look for the money. They're always looking for opportunities to make it. They're always looking for opportunities for it to come in. They very frequently have multiple streams of income. And this is because they see multiple streams of income. Okay. So that's something you want to train yourself to do. Look for money and ignore the lack. Ignore the money going out as much as possible. Super, super important. Marquetta, what if I observe beliefs of lack of abundance in my environment? Well, you're going to, if you're experiencing any poverty mindset in the moment. So this is a question I actually talk about in the detachment program that we're going through, okay, that I'm putting out next week. This is something that a lot of people struggle with. Okay, my reality doesn't match what I want to believe. So I want to believe that money's coming in, but around me, I'm seeing lack. Well, what do you do with that? Well, understand that you are going to see lack. It's correct. It's accurate. Most people think that if they're not seeing evidence of their dream, they did something wrong. No, no. You created this here, but you're wanting to create something different. But acknowledge that, okay, well, I was putting out lack messages. So of course there's going to be lack evidence in my reality. That's how it should be. This is an important thing to do because it gives you back control as the creator. The reason people have a hard time with their reality not matching where they want to go is that they believe that reality has to change first, or that reality is operating outside of them. You want to take that back the control. Well, I was raised with poverty mindset, and that's just, that's the way I've been, like that my whole life. So there's going to be some lack in my environment. That's to be expected. I did that. And when you say that, you're taking back control. I did that. I'm in control. I could attract lack, or I could attract abundance. I just happen to attract lack. So lack is here. That's why I want abundance now. Rather than, this shouldn't be here. Why is this here? This is going to prevent me from attracting money. No, it's just showing you what was back there in your subconscious mind. So thank you for showing me that we still have some trash in here we got to clean up. And you're not alone. Okay. A lot of people are doing this. And we have to work ourselves through this. That if there's something there that's not working for us, I did that. Good. I have the control, rather than I have to wait for this to change. I hope that makes sense, because a lot of times we're fighting against that, and we don't want to fight against that. It's a good thing that your reality is showing you that it's a little bit off, because it's showing you to strive for a higher expectation. It's showing you to take control over your reality, or not to take control, but to know your control over your reality. Antonio Jr., you watch me from Brazil. Thanks for the hacks. You're welcome. Alina, hey, I don't know how I keep attracting jobs where I end up being full of tasks, while colleagues who are in the same position receive easy tasks. I feel overwhelmed and don't know how to change. Okay. Um, don't don't work so hard when you do the tasks. Take it easy, phone it in. Phone it in. I didn't used to understand this. So like I used to wait tables. I've given this example years ago. Maybe you've heard it. If you've heard it, tell me. I used to wait tables. Did lots of jobs when I was younger trying to make money. And I worked so hard. Like I worked in a sports bar, and I would be given the busy section, and everyone would come in for the game at the same time. So I'd be racing from table to table to table, taking orders, trying to do as much as humanly possible. And I split the bar section with a friend of mine, and my girlfriend was very different. Okay. She took her time. It didn't matter if we were slammed or not. She was moving like pretty slow the whole time. She wasn't working that hard. And at the end of the night, I would be PO'd because she would make substantially more money than me every single night. I didn't get it. Once I learned about the law of attraction, I got it though. Okay. And so what I'm hearing is kind of that. It sounds to me like you feel like you need to work hard. You feel like you need to try. You feel like you need to keep up. You feel like it. And so what's happening is you're attracting to yourself more stress and more anxiety, more things, more fires to put out, and less opportunities. Whereas the colleagues are probably not working as hard. And there may be a sense that they should be working harder. Get over that. I'm entitled to take my time. You give me too many tasks, I'm take my sweet time with this. What will happen with that if you take your time instead of getting overwhelmed and trying to do all of them quickly is that you will attract to yourself solutions to those tasks that cause you to not have to work and a reduction in the amount of tasks that you have to do. But if you're constantly trying to work hard, you're going to keep getting more, getting more, getting more, getting more. That's the grand irony. So work less, Alina. You deserve to take it easy. Tanya, hi, Andrea. I've been waiting for a raise for 4 months. I've had unexpected expenses lately that I've handled calmly, which makes me think more money is coming. Any advice on manifesting this raise? Okay, so get away from the idea that you need it. I don't need it. I'm good as I am. I like that idea for letting things come, noticing that I have plenty to take care of what I need as I am. What do I have rather than what do I not have? So if I'm waiting for the raise, what I'm saying, I'm noticing the lack of this extra money. See, I'm waiting for this extra $10,000. So right now I'm feeling that the 10,000 isn't here, which can negatively impact me and put me in a situation where I start attracting lack of money or more expenses coming in. Instead, what you want to have is kind of the attitude of, I don't need a raise. I've been doing fine on my own. I get plenty of money could come from any place and I'm always taken care of. I'm always supported. This is something that I used to tell myself when I was still getting going with abundance. I've been banging around the planet for 40 some years and I've always been okay. So clearly it's going to be fine. Right. Rather than I need this. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Oh, Evolved Onion. Thank you for the super chat. What's your question here? Hey, Andrea, I did your manifesting challenge with the rubber duck. It worked. I saw it on a music video on YouTube. My question is, how do I attract that duck so I can hold it and it's mine? Okay. Well, I mean, you could focus on the idea of holding a duck. Okay. The other thing is like, I'm not sure if we're okay. How do I attract the duck so I can hold it and it's mine? So what okay. So the manifesting test and what you're asking are kind of two different things. Okay. So the manifesting test is all about, let me see if I can get something to pop out of thin air. Okay. And you did that. Good job. Okay. What you're asking is how do I obtain this thing that I want? Okay. Now what I'm going to tell you, okay, is that if there's a way for you to do something, do it. And the reason why I'm saying this is a lot of times people think that they don't want to take the easiest logical path. They want to somehow magically induce something to come in an uncommon and strange, bizarre way. So the easy answer to your question is to trot on down to the toy store, pick one up and hold it in your hand, right? Okay, that's the easy answer. It could be done. You could do that today. You go on Amazon, 99 cents, done, right? So, but if what I'm saying is, I want to get this thing, but I want to get it in a super bizarre way that's very, it just magically shows up in my hand. If I don't believe that, that's going to be very complicated and challenging. And the reason I'm bringing this up is that this is a hang up a lot of people have with the law of attraction is there are things that they want, but they want to somehow prove to themselves that I'm some master of magic. So instead of going down to the dealership and just buying the car because I could do that, I just want it to drop into my driveway with the title sitting on it. But I don't believe that. I hope that makes sense. If there's a My point here is path of least resistance. If you can get something, get it. Get it and keep moving. Okay. I can because then you're putting out I can get, I can have, I can get, I can have, rather than I need to do this in a hard, challenging way I don't believe, or I'm going to get frustrated and start to doubt my manifesting capabilities. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Oh, someone else loves my lipstick. Oh, good. I never wear red lipstick, so thank you. Paula on Facebook. Question: I love your pay in full credit card advice, but what if right now I can't pay in full? I always pay more than the minimum. I'm carrying cash 500, but for most stuff I need a credit card to pay. I pay what I can from debit. If you can't pay in full, it's okay. I would use momentum. Okay. So if your debt's gotten so big where it's just literally not possible for me to pay all of it off right now, then that's what it is and that's okay. But use momentum. So maybe, just for an example, maybe you've been paying $20 a month on paying off your credit card, but you could afford to do 30, do the 30. That will start to help move the needle in the right direction. Then take it to 40, then take it to 50. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have to go from, like, let's say that you're $40,000 in debt and you got $500. Clearly, you're not going to be able to pay that off like this. Okay. That's fine, but use the momentum. Okay, I can afford more. I can afford more. I can afford more is the attitude you want to be putting out, because if you can afford to put more down on that credit card, then you will attract more to put down. Okay, so try to create a snowball in that situation, is my suggestion for that. Hooters? What? I don't know what that was. Our family adventures. Hi, Andrea. Do you have any do's and don'ts for kids' wealth consciousness? One of my kids feels very entitled and deserving, while the other one is more humble and holds back for some reason. Thank you. Okay. Well, first of all, set the example yourself. That's probably the biggest thing, because your kids are going to pick up on your behavior and they're most likely going to emulate what you're doing. Okay. For the child that's acting very entitled and deserving, I mean, yeah, I mean, I would I wanna choose my words here. I would encourage them to keep doing that, okay? I like that you go after what you want. I like that you do this. I like that you point that out, okay? Focus on that as a positive trait. For the child who is not doing that, find something else positive to focus on with that kid. Okay, so what is that kid doing that is helping them out? So we're not going to denigrate the other child. You should be trying harder. Why do you hold back? Don't point out what they're doing quote unquote wrong, but point out what the one child who feels entitled is doing right, and find other things that the other child is doing right, and be vocal about those things in your household. Okay, so when I was a teacher, this is what I would used to do, is like, if I saw this kid over here doing something I like, we talk about that. This kid over here doing something I like, we talk about that. And then that would generate throughout the classroom positive behaviors that would infiltrate all of the children. Okay. So let the second kid learn it through osmosis, through you and through your praise of the first child. But don't leave praise off the second child. Praise that other kid for things that they're doing correct. Correct, I mean, in terms of energetically keeping them in a good vibration and putting them on the path that they're going to be wanting to be living with. Diana, simple techniques on how to take control of one's reality. Mind your vibration. Period. That's as simple as it gets. Okay? Simple. Every day, I want to try and get as high of a vibration as possible. If I'm not, that's okay. I'm going to take it easy, be kind to myself, but that's the singular focus. You do that, you're going to have way more control over your reality than somebody who's doing vision boards and scripting and journaling, because really at the root of it is, where am I at? Am I in a joyful place or not? Now, when you're not in a joyful place, that's okay. I'm allowed not to be joyful right now. Don't beat up on yourself when you're not in a good vibration, but constantly be making that kind of the forefront. How do I get myself feeling better? How do I get myself feeling better? Be striving for that. It's one job. That's the one job. Not a ma'am. How do I break the hot and cold thing between me and my specific person? Don't participate in it. Don't participate in it. Don't. A lot of times, everyone's doing this. Don't. That not you. Just in general. When I'm the stuff that's online, get people to chase you and stop participating in that. Okay, just don't let that get in your head. They come around, I'm nice. You don't come around, I don't see. I go back to doing my own business. I'm not trying to make them chase me. They're not doing that. Okay. I was reading something about how there's just so many people that are younger right now are not in relationships. Like it's a really big number, big number. And I really think it's because there's all this content that people are watching now about how to chase, how to chase, how to chase. And you don't want to be doing that. Okay. Don't participate with that. Don't try to hold back so the other person comes to you because what you're doing is that if you do any of that, you're chasing them. Okay. And then if we chase them, then they run. And then we're attracting people that are playing the same game as with us. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Art of Tarot. Thank you for the super chat. Just a little thank you for the great content. You look amazing. Love your level headed energy and delivery on the topic. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't know who that is. I don't watch the news. Caitlin Clark? Who's that? I don't watch the news. Maybe that's old. I don't know. I don't know. Jocelyn, how do you get out of a rut? I get depressed and nothing matters. Okay, so ruts happen. Remembering that our vibration's always in flux. So everybody wants to get to the high vibration. How do I always stay in a high vibration, right? This is the mindset we want to rewire, okay? It is not about getting into the pinnacle vibration because if we try to get into the pinnacle vibration and stay there, if we have a dip, we will start to feel bad about it, which will cause it to dip more and more and more. And that's what puts us into a rut. So something happened that I didn't like. And now I feel like I'm screwing up as a creator. So now my vibration goes down more. Oh, I'm screwing up more. It goes down more. Oh, I'm screwing up more. Now I'm down here. Okay. Now, the good thing to know is just as easy as you can go down, you can go back up. That's it. Okay. But it's all about putting the focus in the alternative direction. So, when you are in your rut, well, what's good about being in a rut? Well, sometimes it's nice just to lay in bed and do nothing. Sometimes it's nice to not feel like I have to worry about, sometimes it's nice to have a good cry. Sometimes it's nice. Focusing on things like that rather than this is awful, I got to get out of it. What is going well? What do I have? How are things working out for me? Little things. Allowing that to raise back up. But always, the reason I'm hammering this point home, you guys have to be okay with fluctuation. Okay. The only constant in this universe is change. Have you heard that before? The only constant is change. So you are always going to be oscillating. It is normal for your vibration to go down from time to time. It doesn't have to go into a rut, but it will if we're putting some kind of negative belief on it that it's not supposed to go down. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this bad. No, 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 no. Okay. If we have a dip, okay, this is showing me that I'm a little out of alignment right now. So what can I do to feel a little bit better? That's it. Okay. So for where you're at right now, I would just start to think about why is the rut serving me? Maybe I needed a break. You know what? I didn't really want to work that hard today anyway. Okay. Notice how that kind of validates where you're at. Maybe you're feeling a little bit better. Maybe I'll watch something funny on TV. Now I'm feeling a little bit better. Well, maybe I'll get up and wash my hair. Now I'm feeling better, 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 better. You can do the same thing. Go right back up. Okay. Alan, you might not want a convoy of rubber ducks stopping your path. That actually happened to me. I have people that sometimes send me pictures and videos that they don't just manifest one, they manifest like thousands of ducks. It happens. Watch out for the convoy of ducks. So now. Hi, Andrea. How can I untie myself if I want to claim the lottery jackpot since I have to keep playing and watching the results 2 times a week? I dreamt I won. You don't have to keep playing and watching the result. Okay, if I have to do it, how about this? Buy a ticket when you feel inspired. Okay? Buy the ticket when you feel inspired. Anytime we keep going back and doing, trying to get a result, that's not usually going to work. Okay? So instead, I had the vision. If I get that inkling to walk in, then I do it. If I'm at the gas station and suddenly like, oh, you know what? Now I feel like buying, then you buy the ticket. Okay? Because if we're making ourselves go, then we're trying to force the outcome. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Action is for the purpose of having fun. So you visualize, you let it go. Okay. Visualize, let it go. Don't try to make it happen. Instead, wait for the inspiration to take action, knowing that it's actually not the action that's creating the result. What's going on is that you're in flow state then. Okay, so using your action as flow state. If driving to the store to buy the ticket is a pain, it ain't that day. Don't do it. That's me acting out of alignment. So when I see that right there, that shows me that we're kind of attached in that moment. We're attached to the idea, I have to do it this way to get the result rather than letting it happen. That's actually something else I talk about in the detachment program. So the Relax and Detach program, it will be live next week on Thursday. And yes, I am opening it up with a 50% off coupon code if you like it. There will be a link in the chat that I'm sure my lovely assistant Mary will put in there again. But that program is really about showing you how to detach from outcomes. So, and one of the ways of detaching from outcomes is processes. This is one of the things a lot of people are kind of squirrely with. I think I have to do it this way. And thinking that you have to do it some way is a form of attachment that can prevent you from being open to it coming in any way. So that's something that we discuss in the program. In addition, if you have any fear or frustration of letting go or detaching from your dream, the program's going to show you how to release that. So a lot of people have a hard time with trusting. Okay, trust is like the big, if I just let this go, it can actually happen. A lot of people struggle with that. Okay, so in this program, we're going to show you how to develop trust so that you can be the kind of person that just throws dreams out and knows it's going to work out. You're one of those people that's just naturally lucky. If you've met people like that before, that they just kind of get the things that they want, this program is going to show you to have that kind of trust with the things that you want to manifest. So again, that one's going live next week. Mary's got the link there for you. If you want to grab that coupon code, certainly do. We'll send it to you. And then, yes, we are now at about 12:34 my time. So it's time for me to hop off and go do other things. But it's been lovely chatting with you guys. My plan is to be back on Sunday at the same time, 11:30 Eastern. So if you'd like to come back and join me, ask some more abundance questions, I would love to see you. All right. But other than that, I think we're done. Thanks so much. And I'll see you guys next time.